You are not a single entity. 90% of the cells inside your body aren't even human. They are bacteria, fungi, and viruses that outnumber your own flesh and blood 10 to 1. These microscopic hitchhickers, your microbiome, control your mood, your cravings, and even your behavior. They are the silent puppeteers pulling the strings of your biological machine. Look at your mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells. They were once independent bacteria, engulfed by ancient cells over 1 billion years ago. They are slaves trapped inside you, forced to generate your energy. Your bones are not solid and permanent. They are constantly dissolving and rebuilding themselves. Every 10 years, you effectively grow an entirely new skeleton, atom by atom, hiding the decay beneath your skin. But your brain is the exception. The neurons you are born with are mostly the ones you will die with. Unlike bones, it almost never regenerates. Once a brain cell dies, it is gone forever. Strangely, your brain itself cannot feel pain. It has no nociceptors. The pounding headache you experience comes from the blood vessels and nerves surrounding your skull, not the organ itself. Every night while you sleep, your brain performs a horrific ritual. It pumps high-pressure cerebrospinal fluid through your neural pathways, effectively washing away toxic waste proteins that accumulate during the day. If this nocturnal cleansing fails, those toxic proteins pile up, turning your brain into a spongy mess. This is the biological mechanism behind Alzheimer's disease, a slow betrayal by your own sleeping mind. Meanwhile, your stomach produces hydrochloric acid so powerful it can dissolve zinc and steel. The only reason you are not digesting yourself is a thin layer of mucus that regenerates every 2 weeks. When that mucus barrier is breached, the acid eats directly into the organ wall, creating a hole that can bleed out silently over weeks. Ulcers are just your stomach digesting itself in slow motion. Step outside yourself and consider your skin. You shed roughly 40,000 dead skin cells every single minute. By the time you go to bed tonight, you will have contributed a cloud of your own remains to the air around you. A significant portion of household dust is just your own dead skin. The bed you sleep in is a graveyard of your former self, harboring creatures that feast on what you have left behind. Speaking of which, there are mites living on your face right now. They are called demodex, and they dwell inside your hair follicles and sebaceous glands, feeding on the oils in your pores. You cannot wash them off, they live too deep. And the most unsettling part, at night while you rest, they emerge from their burrows to mate and lay eggs across the surface of your cheeks. Your immune system wages a constant, silent war against these invaders, but sometimes, in a catastrophic error, it gets confused and classifies your own organs as the enemy. This is autoimmunity. The inflammation from autoimmunity can turn your joints into concrete, your nerves into static, or your skin into a painful battlefield, all because your body's defense systems suffer a critical identity crisis. Inside your vascular system, your red blood cells are on a suicide mission. They are designed to self-destruct after exactly 120 days, committing mass cellular suicide to keep your blood fresh. 2.5 million of these cells die every single second. Your bone marrow is a factory of death and rebirth, constantly replacing the fallen soldiers just so you can remain conscious for a few more hours. Your heart is a relentless muscle that will beat approximately 2.5 billion times in your lifetime. It generates enough pressure to squirt blood 30 feet across the room from a severed artery. That pressure makes the carotid artery in your neck a ticking time bomb. A sharp impact, a sudden twist, or just one plaque rupture, and you have just seconds to live before your brain starves of oxygen. The moment your heart stops, your cells enter a frenzied state known as ischemia. Deprived of oxygen, they begin to ferment their own sugars for energy, generating lethal acid that melts tissues from the inside out. Then comes autolysis. The very enzymes that used to digest your food turn on your own organs. Your pancreas, your liver, your stomach, they all begin to digest themselves as soon as the oxygen runs out. Within 24 hours of your last breath, billions of anaerobic bacteria, held in check by your immune system, explode across your digestive tract, consuming your internal organs in a putrefaction bloom. You are a temporary fortress of biology, a fragile vessel standing against an endless onslaught of cosmic radiation, microscopic predators, and your own decaying chemistry. The fact that you are alive right now is the statistical exception, not the rule.